Anthony Rotich.
Gun is up. And they're off. All right, let the fireworks begin. This race is slated to go out pretty hot. So the pace that was asked for is around 4:20 to 4:22 for the mile.
It's quick. It's quick.
It's a quick pace out here, and we've got Jackson Saylor out front taking him through. And that's Mason Ferlic on his heels, going right to the front.
Yep, he's stating his intentions early, right on the rabbit. Sean right on him.
And you can see Craig Nowak back there, tucked in there along the, he's wearing the skull and crossbones singlet. A local around here, the Jacuzzi boys are trying to pick him up to represent them, but he's staying a free agent at the moment. Mason Ferlic out there, getting a gap early, looking back over his shoulder and seeing Sean McGorty there on his heels. Not quite on his heels. There's some daylight there.
Yeah, been Sean checking off just a little bit here.
And I believe that's John Gay behind them.
It looks like they went through 64-ish.
Roughly, 64 seconds for the first lap. So they're on a hot pace. They want
That's
65.
8 flat. Yep.
That's 8 flat pace. All right, we might see something big here. Mason Ferlic running up on Jackson Saylor's heels there.
See if they settle in here. A first lap, even when you don't want it to be fast, sometimes ends up being fast. A first 200's hot.
And now that the pack has come back after that hot first lap.
Yep.
And these guys they're going to be squaring off in the trials pretty soon. So this is a big matchup.
This is like to have this crew 4 weeks out.
They're just kind of testing the waters here. They're seeing what kind of smoke the other guys are going to bring to the party come June. But yeah, Sean McGorty and Mason Ferlic, they'll be at this table again.
Yeah. And Hillary Bohr ran over the weekend. Horrible conditions over there in Gateshead. So not sure really what to think there. He had a 61 last lap, which upon first look isn't that impressive. But if it's windy and cold, 61 is certainly fast over the barriers. So
8:30 for Hillary Bohr out there at Gateshead in the Diamond League meeting. So we'll see what these guys can put together today. A win in the Electric Forest would be a nice little feather in their cap going into the trials.
Yep, you can see Donn about mid-pack back there, starting to move up.
And the pace is 2:49 through the K, and now Mason Ferlic takes control.
Yeah, so that's a big slowdown from that 64 first lap.
Mason Ferlic out front and Sean McGorty stalking him in second here. As we can see this drone cam footage in the forest. And it's still John Gay there in third, too.
Yep.
John Gay, the Canadian there. He's run here quite a bit in the past. So familiar face here in the forest. But out front here, it looks like the pace is slowing a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they slowed down a little bit. You can see Sean getting a little antsy. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since Mason's dominating win at the NCAA championship.
It's been a while. Yeah, that was an exciting race for a Michigan fan here. To see him take the front. And Kevin Sullivan over at the University of Michigan has a great program.
He's done a great job over there, yeah.
Then after Mason won, you had Ben Flanagan, too, take that amazing 10,000-meter win. We could sit here and talk about Michigan athletes all day, but...
and Miami, Ohio right now has an absolute stud 800-meter runner.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
And that is a 69.9 lap. So the mile was around 4:31.
Yeah, a little surprising there, considering we're here in kind of the 8:10. You can see it bunching up for sure.
And everybody's looking over their shoulder here.
Not really sure. It's exactly the opposite of what I told you earlier today, where it's usually spread out. It's definitely bunching up.
This is looking a lot like like an Olympic trials prelim here. And Benard Keter says, I've had enough of this. I'm going to the front. And they've let Donn Cabral, the two-time Olympian, back into it. 68.8. Benard Keter at the front. And he's ratcheting the pace down a bit now.
Yeah. And especially a month out, too, I don't necessarily know the motivations, but if you've got the A standard, you generally don't need to help anybody get the A standard if they don't already have it.
You're just making more competition for yourself at that point. But Keter pushing here over the water pit, and Donn Cabral moving into second here. So you got the two Tracksmith guys in second and third, Cabral and Ferlic, and then Gay behind Ferlic. And Keter he's making this his race here. He's the defending champ.
No one really seems like they want to go with him, or they're not feeling very good. There goes Mason now. Sean dropping back a little bit.
And they've got some work to do if they want to reel back Keter here.
68, I mean.
That's a 64 for that
there we
lap.
go, yep.
64.14 for Keter.
Yep.
He's really pushing the pace. He's tightening the screws here. And Ferlic trying to make his way back up to Keter.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that is absolutely devastating in a steeple, it's bringing it from 70 to 64. It's one of the toughest things.
What's that do to the legs for you?
It is just really it's really jarring if you're not feeling it.
And that was a 63 lap from start to start in the steeplechase. So Keter really ratcheting it down, but Ferlic countering the move now and moving up, and John Gay is in third. John Gay, the Canadian, doesn't want to leave it to the Americans here. You got the Canadian invasion coming into the electric forest here. And they're coming up to the lap to go. You'll hear the bell. Keter at the front.
Yeah, around 7:16. See what they got here.
And we know they could close hard. They're going to need to close hard at the trials if they want to make the team. We've been told they got to be able to close in 58 if they want to make the team this year. That's what we hear. But they're charging down the backstretch right now. Keter in the front and Ferlic.
Mason seems to have gotten his composure back a little bit. Looks good.
This water pit will be telling here. They make the sharp turn left.
All right, let's see what happens here. I'll tell you what, if Jordan Cross were there, he would have come out of there in the lead. And there's
Ferlic.
Mason powering down.
Ferlic moving to the front. Over Benard Keter. Here in the Tracksmith men's steeplechase. He's taking it for his team. We've got the name on the race and the name on the jersey.
And
from
right
the very
SPR
nice
there.
track club. Mason Ferlic takes it for Tracksmith and the very nice track club here. And if we're tallying the wins for teams, that's the first one that goes to very nice, coached by Ron Warhurst. And the results will get populated here soon, but he's got another 8:18.8.
Yeah, and he's got to feel good about that, you know. With how that race slowed down, that was a great close.
And we'll get final lap splits here pretty soon, too. His last 200 was 33 seconds there. So we've got all kinds of numbers all over the board here on the screen, but they'll come together and make some sense at some point.